下午好，我是Azazel。我要两个菜包子和两个盒子。And how I would describe these 包子 is 这些真的很好吃。And in English that would be these are really very delicious, really very tasty. And I'm sure it will not surprise you to learn that 很 in Chinese, very, is completely unrelated etymologically to the word very in English. But would you believe the word very in English is not etymologically related to very in any other major language? So you would think, oh, English is a Germanic language, maybe the word very in other Germanic languages will sound similar. But in German, the word for very is sehr, right? So again, it's not related. And you might think, oh, maybe English or German, maybe they borrowed their word for very from another language family. That's also, I mean, maybe, but if you go back to the first attested Germanic language, Gothic, the word for very in Gothic, I believe, is filu, which again is unrelated to very or sehr, I think. And so you might think, oh, well, English has lots of French influence. Maybe the word for very in French is similar to the word for very in English, until you remember that very in French is très. And so you think, oh, French is a Romance language. Maybe there'll be other Romance languages where the word for very is similar. I don't think so, because the word for very in Spanish is muy. The word for very in Italian, I think, is molto. And so you see, in most major languages, the word for very is totally unrelated to the word for very in any other language for some reason. Intensifier words like very or really or quite change very quickly, right? They evolve faster than the rest of the language, because it's not just very. You see, in German, the word for quite would be ziemlich, right? So ziemlich and quite are clearly not related. Very and sehr are clearly not related. And I think they're technically adverbs, right? These intensifier words. So these intensifier adverbs, they just evolve quicker than the rest of the language. If you want another example, or a current example that maybe explains how this happens, if you think of British slang, you might think of someone in London saying, oi, this lad's proper vexed, innit? And, which would be like, that guy's really angry. And so they're using proper in place of really, right? Even though proper normally would be like an adjective, right? But clearly it's very easy to turn other kinds of words into intensifier adverbs. So I think that's interesting. I just thought I'd post something on this channel again. See ya.